What's good, producers? It's Curtis King at CurtisKingBeats.com here with another Producer Motivation 911. Producers, today is part 3 of our Driving Traffic series. Today we're going to talk about what Gary Vaynerchuk has coined native content for social media. We're going to be talking about whether or not you're even posting the right content to drive traffic from your social media to your website and to your beat stores. Native content is very important. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk has said native content is basically authentic content perfectly crafted for that particular social media platform. Now, if you think about every single platform, you automatically know the type of posts you see on a regular. Usually from your friends, usually from your favorite celebrity accounts, your favorite athlete accounts. You know what content on there is basically Instagram content, Facebook content, or Twitter content. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I know instantly when I start seeing Twitter updates on Facebook, I know we're not in the right playing field. I know that that's not the right way it's supposed to be used. On the same token, we know that we cannot use links within a post on Instagram. So when you start seeing YouTube links in an Instagram post, these are not native. Now, when we're talking about native, you got to think about where you've probably first heard that. You probably heard that when you're talking about somebody who's a native of a particular land or speaking a native language. Now, in Gary V's book, Jab, Jab, Right Hook, which is probably the best book on native content, if not the only book that I've ever read on native content, he says something very interesting. Now, he's speaking on native content, and he says native content is basically this. It's the difference between someone who learns a language well enough to order meals in the restaurants and then talk about their day, and the difference between someone who is so fluent, he dreams, curses, and makes love in that language. Now, when we're thinking about these platforms, how fluent are you within these platforms? Are you just posting a bunch of links on Twitter? Are you posting a bunch of SoundCloud links everywhere? Are you really even caring about how your friends are using it? I think that producers drop the ball on social media so many different times, especially when it comes to driving traffic. And this is where a lot of us drive our traffic from. This is where a lot of us have collected a lot of followers. And these are usually the first places people go to when they hear about our names. You produce for somebody, they're going to look to see if you have a Twitter account so they can credit you on the record that they heard from their favorite artist, or they maybe heard of your beat on YouTube and they want to share the love. Well, they're going to find you on your social network. And I think most producers drop the ball on social media because simply they're not using these social media platforms how they were intended to be used. And I don't know what it is, but I feel like us as producers and even creatives alone, we think that we just can break the rules. We don't have to follow the rules of social media. Everybody else is living their normal lives and taking pictures of their food and their dogs. And meanwhile, we over here taking studio shots. And I don't know if that makes us feel like, we're working more towards our dreams or whatever the case may be. But no matter what we believe it is not something that is very pleasing to the eye or pleasing to the representation. Like Gary Vee says, you want to make content and share content on these websites that are not interrupting. Now, there's certain things that we do that interrupt. You think about going on Facebook and seeing a coupon ad and seeing a bunch of text on a photo that looks like something that could be in a magazine, but it's not really visually appealing. It's something that looks like it literally could have been in a yellow page, and that's not how you want to use your Facebook. You want to look at the things that get your attention. That's always a great judgment. Look at the things that grab your attention and then start asking the questions, why does it grab your attention? Is it the colors in the post? Is it the fact that it's a photo? Is it the fact that it's a video? Is it the fact that it just catches your eye? Whatever it is, you want to start stacking these things up and figuring out how to utilize that for yourself. Yes, I understand we are businesses and we are selling products and services, but that does not mean that we need to go into autopilot. What happens is when you start posting content that is not native, you start posting up whatever you want, just link after link after link after link, it makes it look like a robot is running your account. And when you start spamming all these people see that. It's not just about the people you're spamming. It's about the people who could potentially be your customer or potentially visit your website, who go to your Twitter account and all they see is you atting a bunch of celebrities and trying to get their response. It doesn't really show well for you or your business. So let's basically break down the different social medias that I use to drive traffic and how to natively use it and how to speak the native language basically within those particular platforms. Now, starting with Instagram, the purpose of Instagram is to share engaging galleries of beautiful, hilarious, funny, provocative, or tantalizing images and videos. That's something Gary Vee said directly. Now, I added to this, it's not for videos of your speakers playing your beats. It's not for the musical visualizers with the bars jumping up and down. It's not for advertisements, and it's not for spamming. Now, additionally to that, Twitter. Now, Twitter itself says their mission statement is for you to be able to share ideas and information instantly without barriers. Now, I added to that, it's not for excessively sharing links of your products and your services. It's not for long-winded stories. It's not for hashtag after hashtag after hashtag looking like Instagram posts. It's not for hashtag after hashtag on SoundCloud posts. And it's not for spamming as well. Transitioning to Facebook. Now, Gary Vee says the point of Facebook is to connect, socialize, and catch up with what your people are up to. I added to that, it's not for naked YouTube links, which is a whole nother video in itself. You got to make sure that you put those links within a bit URL or they're going to basically push you down the algorithm. We'll talk about it another time. They're not for Twitter updates. We talked about that earlier. And they're not for hashtag after hashtag after hashtag like IG. They're just eyesores. And people are completely immune to it. As soon as they scroll down their timeline and see it, oh, nope, it's probably some spam. He's trying to sell something. There go his beats again. And they scroll right past you because they're immune to it. So my point being, go through your timeline and think about the things that have captured your attention. Now, it's crazy because in this book, he breaks down corporations who don't even get the idea of it. But basically, the whole point of jab, jab, right hook is basically saying this. Your jabs are you investing into your people. They're investing into your community. They are you giving some knowledge, or you entertaining, or you making them laugh, or you just basically giving what it is that you have that's of value. Continuing to throw that, because those are investments for when you do eventually right hook, right? Your right hook is going to be your actual links with the hashtags. It's going to be you actually selling something. So don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you not to share your links. I'm telling you that you have to have a system in which you set up your right hook. Most people jump on Twitter and jump on Facebook and just right hook all day. And in boxing, we know that's not going to work. You got to set these up. You got to jab, you got to see where the weak point's at, and you got to, boom, hit them with the right hook. So that being said, when it comes to posting native content, that's all it's about. Speak the language of that network. You basically have the cheat code. Go on Facebook and look up and down your timeline, and you see which ones are the most engaging. Is it the one with the photos? Or is it the one with the long post of somebody ranting? Is it the post that's about something going on in politics? Figure out what it is that everybody is talking about and figure out how you can contribute your voice and then tie in what you offer. Now, people are going to become naturally more interested in what you're offering once you give them something already that's of value. If you add something to a hashtag on Twitter that's trending and people are like, yo, this dude is hilarious. I want to check out whatever else he has. Oh, he has a YouTube channel. Let me go check him out. Yo, he's actually really, really funny and very informative. Keep transitioning and people are going to find out more and more about you, and they're going to love you because you are posting content that is native. Now, if an athlete can post a cell phone picture of him on a treadmill or him eating his meal, I always follow The Rock. And if he can post photos of him, cutting up his fruit or whatever the case may be, why do you think that you're above that? I understand you want to get your name out, but at the same time, you have to make sure that your business is engaging, you're talking to people, that you're using the platforms the way that they basically feel comfortable with. Because after all, who are you trying to talk to? You're trying to talk to artists. Artists are also people. So ask yourself, are you using the content within these social medias? Are you speaking the native language? Are you using it natively? These are my thoughts. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Please leave a comment, share, subscribe, like. Once again, this has been another Producer Motivation 911, Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com.